100 total yards in 4 of those.
I like this option a lot. You're right. He's shined every time he's gotten thrust into the starting role there when Dalvin Cook has dealt with some injuries. He's also going into the last year of his deal, so there's really no commitment. You can try him out, see if it works, and if you like him, you can extend him beyond that. If you don't, you can move on.
Love him and leave him, according to Matt Hamilton. Yikes. All right. Let's just debate between these two, and then we'll wrap it up. And maybe we'll bring this back at the end of the week. Hunt or Madison, are they a better fit for the LA Rams?
I think I'd go Kareem Hunt there. I think we've seen him lead the league in rushing. We know what his top end is. There's still some unknowns with Madison, so I'd go with the more known quantity in Kareem Hunt.
A great red zone option, just 27 years old. We are swiping. How am I so dumb that I don't know which one's good or bad still after this 5-minute segment? Hey, I've got news for you. Ready? You put in work today, and I appreciate you. You've got a breakdown tomorrow ahead of Thursday Night Football, and Jordan Spieth couldn't get him today. Doesn't matter. It'll be even better tomorrow. That's right. Jordan Spieth on Up and Adams show with a million guests. It was our show 2 hours tomorrow. I'm curious how that's going to work out. But we'll see you guys tomorrow right here. And yes, the trading game will be back on Friday. I just decided that was so fun.
The overtime went into overtime. What do? You turn to DiGiorno to be MVP. MV Pizza. Fresh baked taste. The win and move. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
I don't like to spend a ton of time shopping, but I like to look good. For me, Poshmark makes that so easy. And whenever I get tired of something, I just relist it back on Poshmark. It's honestly a little addicting. Making some money I can spend, keep my wardrobe fresh.
Here's the problem, team. Nobody knows what Hulu Plus Live TV is.
Yeah, it comes with over 75 live channels with sports like NFL games, plus Hulu's entire streaming library.
Plus Disney Plus, plus ESPN Plus.
What if we change the name?
Give me something. No bad ideas. Let's go.
Super Hulu.
Bad idea.
Hulu Bold.
No.
Hulu Plus Live TV Plus.
Yeah, everybody's kind of doing the plus thing after the name.
What if we call it Hulu Plus Live TV Plus Plus Plus?
You're saying 3 pluses? That's what you're saying? That's dumb, but we're going to go with it.
Dale, 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 dale.
Hey, big man. Oh, hey. Dave told me you got some kind of great system for betting that really works.
It's true. I just use FanDuel's responsible gaming tools to manage my play.
That's the system.
Hasn't failed me yet.
Every bettor has a system. Make FanDuel's responsible gaming tools a key part of yours.
Smile Direct Club. These are Smile Direct Club aligners. They're laser cut for comfort to gently straighten teeth under a doctor's direction. They can turn a smile like this into a smile like this in as little as 4 to 6 months for less than $3 a day. So choose comfortable. Choose fast. Choose affordable. Choose smile. Get started for free at SmileDirectClub.com.
You know why man's so different this year? Feel sense. It changes everything. So I can finally throw the rock.
Hey, check it. Okay, I feel unstoppable.
And put the ball where only I can catch it. Yo, hit boy, what you think?
I could make the biggest hit in the game, man.
All right, let's see it then.
Now that's a hit.
So, what all can you change with Field Sense?
Everything.
Yeah. Hit boy. We got another one.
He dazzled us with his talent.
Take a good look at this, because you're not going to see this too often, maybe never again. Flight line, 20 lengths clear. Flavion Pratt takes a hold and canters in the TVG Pacific Classic.
She rose to the top of her class.
Malathat, final furlong of the Juddmonte Spinster, has the advantage out to nearly 5 lengths, 16th to go. No catching, Malathat winning the Juddmonte Spinster for John Velasquez.
And now they've arrived in Lexington, along with the rest of the world's top equine athletes, to compete in the 2022 Breeders' Cup on November 4th and 5th. Stay tuned as the pre-entries for each division are announced. Now here's Joaquin Jaime and the voice of the Breeders' Cup, Larry Collmus.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Breeders' Cup pre-entry show. Thank you for joining us on FanDuel TV and all across the Breeders' Cup social media platforms. We are at the home of the Breeders' Cup in 2022 at Keeneland Racecourse in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm Joaquin Jaime. I'm joined by the voice of the Triple Crown and the Breeders' Cup on NBC, Larry Collmus. You have called the Breeders' Cup on NBC since 2012. And for the horses that are going to be participating in the Breeders' Cup this year, it starts now with the first stage of the entry process.
Yeah, Joaquin, this is step one in this whole process, the pre-entry stage, where we find out all the horses that want to run in these Breeders' Cup races. Some of them won't get in. We'll find out that on entry day on Monday. But for now, it's pre-entry day. It's 47 degrees right here, but I just saw it's going to be 73 degrees on Friday of Breeders' Cup, so it'll warm up.
That's what it was like during 2020. It felt like a Southern California day the last time that the Breeders' Cup here was on at Keeneland Racecourse. So maybe we can get lucky once again from a weather standpoint. But as far as the 14 races that we have on November 4th and November 5th, we're going to start off this show looking at the Breeders' Cup on Future Stars Friday. 5 races on Friday, 9 races on Saturday. Here's a look at the lineup of the 10-race card on Future Stars Friday. The first 5 races, those are going to be the undercard races, Larry, and then we'll jump in to the Breeders' Cup races on Future Stars Friday. In race number 6, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint.
Turf Sprint's going to start things out, Joaquin, and let's find out who's in there.
Yeah, we have a lot to cover, so let's jump right into it. These are the pre-entries for the $1 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. 2-year-olds going 5.5 furlongs on the grass. This race can have a maximum field of 12 with 6 also eligibles. The pre-entered horses are Aesop's Fables, American Apple, Dramatized, Lady Hollywood, Love Reigns, Mischief Magic, Breeders' Cup Challenge winner Nagarok, Persian Force, Challenge winner Private Creed, Breeders' Cup Challenge winner Speedboat Beach, the Platinum Queen, and the undefeated Iowa bred makes it into the field, Tyler's Tribe, who is 5 for 5. Horses not selected into the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup racing directors and secretaries panel are Manhattan Jungle, Sharp as Attack, Oxymore, Bushido, Gaslight Dancer, Vacation Dance, Mustache, Halatic, No Nay Hudson, Wodeo, Monsieur Coco, the Irish-bred Hispanic, Curly Larry and Mo, and Wound Up. 26 total horses pre-entered for the $1 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint.
Joaquin, next up will be the NetJets Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and that race will be at 1 mile and a 16th for 2-year-old fillies, and we will have a field of 14 plus also eligibles. American Rocket is the first one selected into the field, and Tell Me No Lies, who is a Breeders' Cup Challenge winner. Atomically, another Breeders' Cup Challenge winner, Chocolate Gelato from the Todd Pletcher barn. Chop Chop, Grand Love, Leave No Trace, Naughty Gal, Raging Sea, then Shoplifter, Vegas Magic, a Challenge winner right here at Keeneland Wonder Wheel. Kagura and You're My Girl will be the 14 in the race. The ones not selected into the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup Racing Directors and Secretaries panel are Sabra Tough, Alma Rose, Hoosier Filly, Born Dapper, and Showgirl Lynn B. That's a total of 19 horses.
On to the $1 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. 2-year-old fillies, 8 furlongs on the grass. This race will start with 14 with up to 4 also eligibles. The horses pre-entered are Basil Martini, Be Your Best, Cairo Consort, Comanche Country, Challenge winner Delight, Free Look, G. Laurie, Breeders' Cup Challenge winner Last Call, Meditate, Midnight Mile, Never Ending Story, Pleasant Passage, Spirit Gal, and Kajura. Horses not selected into the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup Racing Directors and Secretaries panel are Knock Your Socks Off, American Apple, Manhattan Jungle, Bling, Alluring Angel, Sabalenka, Towhead, Born Dapper, and Showgirl Lynn B. 23 total horses pre-entered in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf.
Next up is the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Juvenile, presented by Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. These are the 2-year-old Colton Geldings going for a purse of $2 million, a mile and a 16th on the main track. A total of 12 were pre-entered for this race, including Awesome Strong, Challenge winner Blazing Sevens, undefeated Challenge winner Cave Rock, Congruent, Curly Jack, Challenge winner Forte, Hurricane J, Lost Ark, National Treasure, Tyler's Tribe, Verifying, and finally wound up, a total of 12 horses.
On to the $1 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. 2-year-olds, 8 furlongs on the grass. A maximum field of 14 can run, with 14 also eligibles. Horses pre-entered are Breeders' Cup Challenge winner, and the winner is Battle of Normandy, Cairo, Gaslight Dancer, I'm Very Busy, Lachey's, Challenge winner Major Dude, Nagarok, Oxymore, Paxawalla, Really Good, Reckoning Force, Silver Knot, and Victoria Road. Horses not selected into the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup Racing Directors and Secretaries panel are Webslinger, Mostache, Congruent, and Curly, Larry, and Mo. 18 total horses have been pre-entered in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. So that is a closer look at Future Stars Friday. 5 races on Future Stars Friday, all for the babies, all for the 2-year-olds. So looking forward to what these 2-year-olds can do to kick off Breeders' Cup week this year.
It's going to be a fantastic day to start out the Breeders' Cup. All of these 2-year-olds ready to show their stuff, and then the next day we come back and it's the big one.
Yeah, we will step away for a short timeout when we continue here on FanDuel TV and across all the Breeders' Cup social media channels. We'll take a look at the pre-entries for the 9 championship races on Breeders' Cup Saturday.
Saturday on FanDuel TV. Join us for live coverage of Australia's National Basketball League and bet the action on the FanDuel Sportsbook. International basketball on FanDuel TV, late night Saturday, 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific. Friday, live from Keeneland. Join FanDuel TV for day 1 of Breakfast at the Breeders' Cup, presented by WinStar and Keeneland. Contenders prepare for the richest 2 days in sports. Premieres early Friday morning, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Mare produce records are essential for breeding decisions, sales catalog research, buying and selling decisions. The Equine Line Mare Produce Records online service and apps provide you with unlimited access to mare produce information from all over the world, with racing and auction history for thoroughbred mares and foals. When it comes to mare produce records, there's one source with every mare, every foal, everywhere. EquineLine.com.
TVG's free handicapping tools are at your fingertips. Access expert picks, both found on the app and at TVG.com. Find selections in either the promotions header, under the More tab, or on the race page for select races. And follow your experts to get notified when new picks are available. Then use the bet ticket to play along. Check out TVG's expert picks, both on the app and at TVG.com.
And they're into the stretch, and American Pharoah has a 4-length lead. And Finesse is second, and then it's Rusted, Tobless, and Undercold. American Pharoah comes into his final furlong, and he's got a 6-length lead as they come to the wire. A Triple Crown winner, a Breeders' Cup winner, a horse of a lifetime.
Oh, 7 years ago, when American Pharoah won the Breeders' Cup Classic here at Keeneland Racecourse in 2015. It was the first time that Keeneland Racecourse hosted the Breeders' Cup. It was also the first time that we've ever seen a Triple Crown winner participate in the Breeders' Cup.
It was the most memorable Breeders' Cup race I've ever called, for
really?
Sure. I mean, all these years, they sort of blend in. Where was this performance? Where was that one? And if you just say 2015, I'll just go American Pharoah, Keeneland. And it was the most perfect way to end that day and to end his career.
He said he was a horse of the lifetime. He was a horse of the lifetime for the Zayats and Bob Baffert. John Sadler has his own horse of a lifetime, and that is Flightline. He'll be running in the Breeders' Cup Classic. We'll get to those pre-entries last in just a little bit, but let's look at the full race, the full lineup of races that we're going to see on Breeders' Cup Saturday. The first Breeders' Cup race is going to be very early. After we get to the undercard races, Larry, races 1 and 2, we jump into the Filly and Mare Sprint.
The Filly and Mare Sprint will be the first Breeders' Cup race on the Saturday card, the first of 9 Breeders' Cup races, and let's look at those fields right now. We'll start with the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, which is a 7-furlong race. It's for fillies and mares, carries a purse of $1 million, and here are the 14 horses followed by the ones that were not selected. The 14 that were include CC, not only a challenge winner, but the defending champion in this race. Also, Chain of Love, Chi-Town Lady, Echo Zulu, a Breeders' Cup winner, Edgeway, Frank's Rockette, challenge winner Goodnight Olive, Hot Peppers, Kimari, Lady Rocket, Latruska, stepping back in distance in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, Obligatory, Slammed, and Wicked Halo. Slammed, by the way, also a challenge winner. The ones that were not selected in the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup Racing Directors and Secretaries panel include Fingal's Cave, Sterling Silver, and Awake at Midnight. Joaquin, that's a field of 17 pre-entered.
We go to the grass now, the $1 million Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. 5.5 furlongs on the grass. A maximum field of 14 can start, with 14 also eligibles. Horses pre-entered in the Turf Sprint are Arrest Me Red, Artemis City Limits, challenge winner Bran, Campanelli, Caravel, Breeders' Cup challenge winner Costa Creed, Cazadero, Creative Force, Emradiana, Flotus, Go Bears Go, two-time Breeders' Cup winner Golden Pal, challenge winner Highfield Princess, and Naval Crown. Horses not selected into the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup Directors and Secretaries panel are Ladies' Church, Dancing Buck, Oceanic, Lane Way, Gear Jockey, Front Run the Fed, Bad Beat Brian, and Johnny Unleashed. Larry, that's 22 total horses pre-entered in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint.
After that, we go back to the main track for the Big Ass Fans Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, a 1-mile contest for 3-year-olds and up, a purse of $1 million. Cody's Wish is the first one there, followed by Cyber Knife, who is also cross-entered in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Gunite, Informative, Jack Christopher, Laurel River, a challenge winner, Law Professor, Pipeline, challenge winner Senor Buscador, Simplification, Slow Down Andy, 3 Technique. And the one horse that was not selected into the field is Surly Furious. That's a total of 13.
Back to the grass we go. The $2 million Maker's Mark Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. This is a distance that has changed a lot over the years since they started running the Filly and Mare Turf in 1999 at Keeneland Racecourse. It is run at 1 mile and 3/16. Horses pre-entered are Above the Curve, Dream Loper, Family Way, Breeders' Cup Challenge winner Going to Vegas, In Italian, Lady Spitespear, the Queen's Plate winner Moira, Nashra, Rugier, Saffron Beach, Toy, Tuesday, Via Sistina, and Virginia Joy. Horses not selected into the field and listed in order of preference by the Breeders' Cup Racing Directors and Secretaries panel. There is just one, and that is Miss Sanson. Larry, 15 horses in the Maker's Mark Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf.
Time for the sprinters in the Cutter Racing Breeders' Cup Sprint. The pre-entered horses for the 6-furlong $2 million event include last year's winner, Aloha West, challenge winner, American Theorem, CZ Rocket, the Japanese Invader, Chain of Love, Challenge winner Elite Power, Gunite, Jack Christopher, Jackie's Warrior, Kimari, Challenge winner Maniwa, Obesos, Pipeline, Slow Down Andy, and Willy Boy. The ones that were not selected into the field include Long Range Toddy, Super Ocho, Surly Furious, and Flash of Mischief. That's 18 in all.
On to the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile, presented by the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund. This carries a purse of $2 million. Horses pre-entered in the FanDuel Mile are Challenge winner Annapolis, Breeders' Cup Challenge winner Bayside Boy, Beyond Brilliant, Domestic Spending, Dreamloper, the Brazilian-bred Ivar, Kinross, Malavath, Breeders' Cup winner Modern Games, Breeders' Cup winner Order of Australia, Pogo, Regal Glory, Saffron Beach, and Smooth Like Straight. Horses not selected into the field are Sherrill Spite, King Cause, Front Run the Fed, and Gear Jockey. 18 horses pre-entered in the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile presented by the PDJF.
Next up is the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff at 1 mile and an eighth for fillies and mares on the main track. The purse is $2 million. Here are the pre-entries. Awake at Midnight, Blue Stripe, who is a challenge winner, Clariere, who is a challenge winner, Malafat, a challenge winner, Nest, the runner-up in the Belmont Stakes, multiple Grade 1 winner, also Search Results, Kentucky Oaks winner Secret Oath, and Society. Just 8 of them pre-entered for the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff.
Longines is also the sponsor of the Breeders' Cup Turf. $4 million, mile and a half on the grass. Horses pre-entered in the Longines Breeders' Cup Turf are the Irish-bred Broom, Bye Bye Melvin, Channel Maker, Challenge winner Gold Phoenix, Highland Chief, Masterpiece, Mishriff, Nation's Pride, the Brazilian-bred Nautilus, Rebels Romance, Breeders' Cup Challenge winner Red Knight, Stone Age, Virginia Joy, and the 5-year-old mare Warlike Goddess. Horses not selected in the field. There's just one of them here once again, and it is Miss Sanson. 15 horses pre-entered in the $4 million Longines Breeders' Cup Turf.
Just one more to go. The big one, the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic with a purse of $6 million, 1.25 miles on the main track. And the pre-entries include Challenge winner Cyberknife, Epicenter, Flightline, who is, of course, a challenge winner and undefeated and has won so many races by multiple lengths. Taking him on, Happy Saver, Hot Rod Charlie, challenge winners Life is Good and Olympiad, Kentucky Derby winner Rich Strike, and finally Taba. 9 of them have been pre-entered for the $6 million Longines Breeders' Cup Classic.
All right, so those are the pre-entries for all 14 races for the 39th edition of the Breeders' Cup. Over $31 million in purses are going to be given away over the 2 days on November 4th and 5th, when you even include the undercard races right here at Keeneland Racecourse. A couple show notes that we have for you to look forward to this week. Starting with the Breeders' Cup breakfast shows presented by Keeneland and Windstar Farm. It begins on October 28th. It will go through November 3rd, so 7 straight days of Breeders' Cup breakfast shows starting from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll have all the final workouts from the major contenders in the 14 Breeders' Cup races with all the latest news and updates in all the divisions. For those on the West Coast, I know it's very early and a very early start to your day, but make sure you download FanDuel Plus on any one of your favorite connected devices. It's available on Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or Roku. The Breeders' Cup breakfast shows will be put on FanDuel Plus. We had the first stage of the entry process today with the pre-entries being released. We also have the post-position draw, the second and final stage of the pre-entry process. The post draw is going to be at Rupp Arena. That's going to be on Halloween, Monday, October 31st. Todd Schrupp, Christina Blacker, Simon Bray, they will be on the desk. Scott Hazelton and I will be roaming the grounds, reporting at Rupp Arena. Post-position draws will be for all 14 races, hosted by Brittany Yerton and Rishi Persad. So that is a closer look at the 14 Breeders' Cup races, 5 of them on Friday on Future Stars Friday, 9 of them on Championship Saturday, outside of the Breeders' Cup Classic and Flightline. Is there one particular race where you're looking forward to it most and the anticipation is there for you?
I think the matchup between Malathaat and Nest, the Breeders' Cup Distaff. I mean, we've seen some big-time races like that in the past. Remember Songbird and Beholder, and Beholder got her nose down right on the wire. Maybe we'll see something like that again.
All right, looking forward to it. 14 Breeders' Cup races. They begin on November 4th and 5th, the third time that the Breeders' Cup is going to be hosted here at Keeneland Racecourse. Thank you for joining us here on our Breeders' Cup pre-entry show on FanDuelTV and the Breeders' Cup social media channels. The pre-entries are out for the 39th edition of the Breeders' Cup.
Saturday on FanDuel TV. Join us for live coverage of Australia's National Basketball League and bet the action on the FanDuel Sportsbook. International basketball on FanDuel TV.